Thank you. It's an amazing opportunity to be here, guys. I'm super grateful to see you all, and oh yeah, it should be up and running. Awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity to see you all and be here at the summit. There's so many cool and creative people in this room, and it's truly a blessing for me to be here and see you all, guys. See all the creativity happen. Hear your talks, hear what you're up to, because I believe that most of you guys are doing absolutely killer work. And today I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes of some of the stuff that I've been doing. Let me just fix this really quickly. My computer went to sleep. Okay, so the future of AI visuals and AI music. Before I start the talk, I want to ask a simple question. Who uses generative AI in the room? Okay, put your hands up. Don't be afraid. It's okay. Okay, who uses ChatGPT for emails and texts and stuff like that? Awesome. Okay. Has anybody tried stuff like Suno, ElevenLabs, generative AI music? Okay. Awesome. Cool. That's good to see. It's always great to see who's up to the latest trends and the latest stuff that's happening in the tech space. So just a quick introduction about me. So I'm a video creative. I've always created videos. I've never been really into music or orchestra and stuff like that. And basically in the past year, we've created this thing called Mindfall Protocol. This is like the largest AI movie that is created in Central Europe. It has 33 minutes. And I'm going to just quickly show you the trailer for it. And hopefully you can learn more about it and see if it makes sense or not.
Get the dreamers to experience the next craziness of the mind.
Okay, so that's Mindful Protocol. We released it earlier this year in January. And right now we're working on it so it gets to Apple TV, Amazon TV, etc. So it's going to go out in the wild. Right now you can't actually see it anywhere online, but we're working on it very hard. It went to cinemas here in the Czech Republic, to a couple of like movie festivals and so on. And now we're trying to level it up. And since then, there has been a lot of progression in the AI video space. So we're kind of like the pioneers of AI video. We've been in the trenches of the evolution, always looking for updates, always looking for new stuff, what's happening in the industry. And now, it's always progressing. Every week there are new updates, new stuff happening, and we're always trying to keep up with the latest trends. And what's really good about like this entire AI space is that it's becoming more and more accessible for each individual person. So yeah, just a couple of stuff around me. I guess you already read it, nothing super duper interesting. So what I'll be talking about here. So one thing is going to be AI music, AI sound, the future of creativity in a way. We'll see what people think about it. I'm going to be showcasing a couple of techniques and stuff that we've learned during our process of making the movie, of making a 33-minute AI film. And I'll be sharing some insider tips and tricks and showcasing some cool stuff. Who loves interactive presentations? Who loves to not be passive? Okay, awesome. I've got a small little test. So during this presentation, we're not just going to be listening to what I'm going to be talking about and just looking at the screen and saying, okay, that looks good, blah, blah, blah. We're actually going to be creating some cool stuff. Hopefully it's going to be cool. Hopefully we're going to create some magic here together during our small little short 45-minute section. So basically I have this workflow prepared for you guys. Let me just showcase really quickly this thing. So this is called Freepik Spaces. Has anybody heard about Freepik Spaces before? Okay, has anybody heard about Higgsfield? Okay. A couple of hands in the room. So this is basically like an AI workflow of like how we're able to like create these like videos and photos, and it's really smart. And there's a lot of like ways how to do these interactive things with like AI agents and so on. But I won't get into the nitty-gritty of it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a 45-second short film, and I just need 5 people or 6 people to volunteer. And it's going to be mandatory volunteering. So, first of all, for our little 45-second story, we need a time. Which time are we going to choose? Is it going to be medieval? Is it going to be prehistoric, 1930s, 1950s? What time should it be, guys? Medieval? Okay, medieval. So, I'll just write it down. Okay. What style or genre should it be? Horror? Okay, horror. What's the story? What's happening here? What should we try to do? What's the... Sorry? Famine? Okay. No way. Okay. Okay. Okay, awesome. How should it end? What should be the ending? What should be the grand finale of our story? Yes, sir?
They make zombies consumable.
Sorry?
They make zombies edible.
Zombies?
At the end, they find a solution to make zombies edible.
Okay. Edible. Yes. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're going to have zombies, and people are going to be eating them in big quantities. Okay, so I've got our characters here. One is going to be a female robot. One is going to be an animated character, a bear. So what's going to be the job of the bear? What's he's like a man character. What is his job? Does he do? Sorry. So something like a farmer? Okay, and then we've got the female robot. What should she do? What is her job? Is she like a real estate girl, or does she sell insurance policies? What does she do? What? Oh, chimney cakes. Yes. Okay. So now I'll just press a couple of buttons. So I'll just regenerate this into a new visual. So basically we're going to tweak this bear into a farmer, and this robot woman is going to be selling chimney cakes, the Prague chimney cakes, okay? Then we've got this amazing universal prompt. So you can see that we have these dynamic tags like timing, style, genre, story, resolution. So you can see that I haven't prepared anything. This is all dynamic. This is all your story, okay? Does it make sense, everybody? Are we keeping up? Okay. So I'll start this. And okay, we've got this. So she sells chimney cakes, okay. Looks good. And then we've got this bad boy over here. Okay, a farmer, farmer bear, okay. So now, not only that we're going to be generating videos, but we're also going to be generating music. So we're going to do a theme song as well. And then we're also going to do a couple of sound effects. So now I'll just press this magical button, run from here, and basically all of this is going to start generating and doing some stuff. So it's going to take maybe like 5-10 minutes, whatever. We're going to come back to it at the end of the presentation. Are you guys excited? Okay, awesome. So, I'm not sure how many of you guys like follow the entire like AI content revolution game. I'll just show you guys a couple of like mind shifts that I've been feeling in my own life, and hopefully it's going to be something similar to you guys and what you're going to be seeing in your own working lives every single day. So I guess everybody has seen Avatar, or most of you guys have seen Avatar. Is that true? Yeah? So you know that Avatar costs a lot of money. You can buy a lot of chimney cakes for that price. Okay? So Avatar costs a lot of money, and Mindfall, so the movie that we created, costs around $3,300, right? So that's just for Czech people, that's 75,000 Czech crowns, and that's not including our work. So we worked on it for maybe like 3 weeks in a team of like 5-6 people. So you can imagine that, and that's only the cost of the AI generation, right? That's like the fixed cost, not the cost of our time. Obviously, Avatar, you have like a huge marketing budget, you have a huge production budget, you're paying a lot of people, blah, blah, blah. So this is, even though we're not like a super duper high quality, like professional level grade, Hollywood cinema studio, this should be a huge warning sign for everybody that's like creating content, doing these like creative industries, that AI is going to be changing the way how a lot of people come into the industry for the first time, right? There are going to be basically 2 ways of how we can think about new production, how it's going to go through in the future. One is that we're going to have a huge wave of new young people trying to get into the space for cheap, right? So as you know, it's probably the same in the audio industry as well as the film industry. When I was maybe 13, 14 years old, I wanted to get into like the movie industry, start shooting my own like weddings and videos and films and stuff like that. It was very costly, so I had to buy a camera. At that day, like when I was like 13, 14, that's like 12 years ago, something like that. You had to pay like $2,500, $3,000 for a camera, then lenses, then you had to buy a software. At that day, they didn't have like Adobe Creative Cloud, so you had to buy the Creative Suite for like $2,000. So the starting point where you could like jump into the creative industry was, for me, at a 14-year old kid, was maybe like $5,000-$6,000 to like start creating some stuff that's like acceptable, okay, and like being able to access tools, right? And that's fundamentally shifting in today's day and age, right? So instead of buying all this hardware, all this stuff, you can just buy a $20 subscription and start creating stuff on a very similar level of quality of what I was able to create back in the day, 12, 13 years ago. And this is going to be a huge paradigm shift for a lot of new creators coming into the space, right? So this is going to be some of their first tools that they're going to be using, are the AI tools and stuff like that. The second thing is that for big productions, their costs or maybe the amount of stuff. There's either two directions. Either the cost is going to go down, or the amount of stuff that they're going to be able to produce is going to go up, right? So with a shorter amount of time and a lower amount of costs, they're going to be able to create more, bigger, better stuff. So that's the general way of how the creative industry is going to go, and we can already see that happening in Hollywood. They're super duper into this tool called Seedance. We're using that right now for generating the videos. I hope everything goes well. I'll check up on that in a bit. But we can just see this mindset shift happening. Okay. This is back to the cost. Super duper cheap to create, 33 minutes. And the only thing is that it's going to get higher quality. The price is going to go probably up as we see the tools getting better and better every day. But still, it's a huge shift from what it would cost to shoot practically, right? So just for reference, like a normal shooting day, if you're shooting like a movie, a TV show, whatever, it could cost maybe $5,000, $10,000 a day of a production day. And I guess that you guys know from the audio world, like if you're doing a session recording of an orchestra, of a band, whatever, if you're paying all the members like normal wages and you have to buy the tech, you have to rent the space, blah, 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 it's also multiple thousands of dollars per day, right? So just for reference, under a 1-day production, this is the amount of cost that it takes to create a movie like Mindfall Protocol. Just a little bit about like the tools that we're using and some of the stuff. Maybe you've heard about some of the tools, maybe not. Back in September, we started brainstorming the movie, starting to write the script. That's when stuff like VO3 and Kling 2.01 came along, and that's where AI videos started to be kind of good. And then in November, Nano Banana Pro, which is like an image generation model, came along. That's what we're using to generate the characters in the AI space. That basically helped us to create consistent scenes and enable us to really delve deep and create these amazing sequences that we've been tweaking so on. And then now in March, basically last month or March/February, there's been this amazing tool called Seedance 2.0, and it creates high level quality AI video that is super duper close to being photorealistic. And right now, I believe that image generation has already been solved for making it photorealistic, and it's very hard to recognize what's an AI photo versus AI video. AI video is still recognizable, you could say pretty easily, but I believe that by the end of this year, it's going to be one-to-one to what you could shoot in real life. Blah, blah, blah. So let's get into a little bit of some more showcases. So there's this technique called motion control, and we're going to be I'll be showing you some of the stuff that we've been testing in our movie. And even though it's been made entirely with AI, there's a lot of tricks and small pieces and bits that are super cool that you could do with normal real world stuff. So I've got a test. So this is a video that I shot back at my place. And this is one of the scenes where the woman and her husband have a conversation, and they're talking, oh, you have to start going to work, you have to start working on yourself, blah, blah, blah. And she's kind of desperate. So yeah, let's just have a look at this sequence. Thomas, are you really coming to work? Thomas, you're still here, but she's gone. But you are still here. Okay, so we've got this video, right? And now what's insane is that you can transfer that style, that video, into an image, and basically you can act on that.
Thomas, are you coming to work? Thomas, you're still here, but she's gone. But you are still here.
Okay. Did you guys see the similar like how similar it was? So basically, I used the video that I had here, and I applied that motion to the next video. And this is a technique that's called motion control. Usually, back in the day, it would take multiple days to do a scene like this. Now it's a 5-minute task. You just upload a video. I shot this, on an iPhone. Then I rendered this as it looks like a high production quality camera, and you just apply that motion to it. And with that, you're able to create scenes similar to like what you could do in an Avatar movie, right? So you can have fully CGI scenes. You can do these amazing effects, super cheap, super fast, without a crew, maybe in 2-3 people max. And this is going to be the kind of tech. This is just like one example of many things happening in the AI space, and not only like video, but audio as well. So yes, that's a good question. I'm very glad that you asked that. So this is a funny story, a side story. So we started generating the movie. We released the trailer for the movie, and then people started to comment like, "Hey, isn't that Julianne Moore?" And then we were like, "Oh no way! Like she does look similar." And we were just like, happily generating. We didn't check if the actor looked like Julianne Moore, and in fact, she does look very similar to her. We did not do that on purpose. That's by accident, but that's why this movie isn't released on streaming services yet, because we are swapping all the faces with a different actress look. So yes, the resemblance is there. It's not on purpose. It's an accident, but this is how we're evolving. So this is just like a funny story that happened during our tests. Yeah, this is some of the cinematic imagery that's been happening in Mindful. Let me just double check what's happening here. Okay, we've already got some stuff, but I'll leave that in a moment, and I'm very excited to see what we've generated there. So this is what we've looked at before. This is just like a more complex scene, and you can see a lot of stuff happening there, and it's pretty cool like how big all these flows can get. Okay, some of the shortfalls of AI video, and we're going to get into AI music and AI sound effects very, very soon. There's still a limitation about acting, like how well you could prompt a person to act. Usually what is the biggest downfall are the eyes right now. So people have very specific eyes, and it's very, very hard to prompt how people look and what people see in the eyes. Then detail, stuff like that happens all the time. Okay, let's get into sound, something that everybody is excited about here. Now you can, this is like the casual thing with AI. Yes, you can prompt music, you can prompt songs, sound effects, everything, and it's super cheap. And the question is now, what do you do with it, right? If you have these tools that make it super duper accessible, what do you do with the traditional departments that you have in the traditional pipeline of movies and orchestras and all of that? Now it's becoming a big topic of how do we act on that? Because for example, with me, I do not need a super duper big audio team now. I just need 3 or 4 guys that really have a good taste. They know what they need, they know what they want, and they can just prompt it in a way that makes it super duper efficient to create that amount of content that we need. Okay, Suno Studio, that's one of the softwares that we use during the production of Mindfall Protocol. All the music of Mindfall Protocol is generated. And when I'm talking about AI generation and all of that, it's not just you write one prompt and you click enter and then you use it. So how we've been using AI in our workflows is that there's a lot of direction in it. It's not just you write one prompt, you download it, and it's good to go. Usually it would take 15 tries. You would really get specific, then you would tweak a lot of it. So there's still a lot of manual work in it, but I think that's where humans have the key role. They have to be the directors, they have to be tweaking the final outcome, and they usually, we usually have a vision of what we want the final product to be, right? What do we want the people to feel? What should the scene say? How should the sound effects sound, right? So that's very, very needed. Then ElevenLabs, that's one of our big toolkits. We design voices there. So we would like create a custom voice for the actors so that we could have it replicated. And then we do a lot of like custom sound effects. And it works really well. So I have it here over here. This is some of the stuff that we've been generating. And for example, like sounds like a cute robot waving, right? Like how would you even like create that, right? Maybe let's try a random prompt. Is there something that would be like super duper hard to create like sound effects wise? Does anybody want to try something? Like let's try a prompt of something super duper hard. Yes?
Maybe whistling jellyfish.
Whistling jellyfish. Okay, okay. We'll put it on, and that's like a cool thing. You can put it on like 4 seconds, whatever. And is she underwater, above water? What is her vibe? Underwater. Okay, let's see what it creates. I have no idea what it should even sound like. I've never ever heard a sound like that before, but let's see. Okay, so it's pretty random, right? But like, what even should a whistling jellyfish sound like, right? So yeah, that's just like a cool example of like, getting a sound effect in 0.00 whatever seconds, and we get 4 variations of it. Some of them sound better than others, but it's really cool. So yeah, let's have a look. Before we get to the other part of the presentation, let's have a look at what we've generated here, right? So I have no idea what kind of story it created. 1347 plague year. This is like a story, right? Then we have basically 3 prompts that we created because right now we're limited to 15 seconds each. We can see the character here. Then we've got the intro song, and then we've got a couple of sound effects generated, okay? So maybe let's just play really quickly the intro song and see what it generated. Sounds pretty good. Would you watch a TV show with that kind of intro? Okay, I see that. So let's get into the story, shall we? So first part of the 45-second video.
Fresh fructose, only a copper coin.
Keep your gaze, woman. My children haven't eaten in a fortnight, and the vampires took my wife last moon.
Fresh fructose.
Okay, so that's video number 1. And video number 2.
Vampires drained them, and still they walk.
Do you smell that?
Okay, video number 2. Video number 3, okay?
Let them keep sending their dead. Winter will not
Okay. So you can see it's pretty random, right? It's pretty random, but it pretty much like follows what we've set it to do, right? Like story-wise. So there's a plague, everybody's hungry, whatever. Then we've got I don't know what the middle video was supposed to be about, but the third one is that we're eating the zombies and we have plenty of it, right? But you can see, so this is like very easy without any direction, without anything. This is just purely made by AI. I did absolutely nothing there. You saw the prompts. But obviously, the next step would be to like tweak it, enhance it, right? Like do some stuff. But you can see in like 0 time, we've been able to create something like this, and it's not bad. I would say it's not bad. a lot of you guys laughed, so that's good. Then we got a couple of sound effects. I've also told it to, like, based on the story that we've prepared, create sound effects for the story. So I have no idea what kind of sound effects. I told it to do 8 sound effects. Let's hear what it did. Crackling fire with iron spinning. Desperate woman shouting. Okay, we'll see. Slow shuffling footsteps on frozen mud with, okay. Cool. We've got some meat sizzling. Sounds pretty good. Okay, some cobblestone action here. And we've got a feast over here. Okay, so that's what we've generated over here, over this this little sequence. So I think it's pretty cool, like what we're able to do in a very short amount of time, thanks to AI. And this just shows you that, like, if we put a little bit more thought to it, maybe went into each of the scenes, we could do like very easily like a 4-minute, 5-minute video about this story, and make it interesting, make it cinematic, make it look like it was a animation made by Pixar or whatever, right? But the opportunities are there, and it's super easy, super accessible. This probably cost me maybe like $4 or $5 to make now in credits. So you could see, like, back in the day, this would take maybe 1.5 weeks to like animate in 3D or like create in the traditional way if you're fast. Okay. Yes, so basically AI audio and AI sound effects are here to stay, and at least from my point of view. I guess that you guys that actually work in music, you see it as a different, in a slightly different way. From my point of view, I think it's going to accelerate the opportunities that you guys have. You can create more ideas, you can create faster stuff, and basically it's a way how to enhance your workflows in doing these creative endeavors. And basically what I want to say by all of this, like this entire presentation, is that it's all about taste, right? The tools are here, and everybody or anybody can prompt something into existence. That's not the hard thing. The hard thing is having taste, giving it a direction, right? Giving it a story, something that this could actually be, useful for. It could be used in a normal production environment, let's say. And I really do believe that we're in a fundamentally changing era, that with this tech that we have right here, we're going to be able to create much bigger and grandiose things, and nothing is basically stopping you right now. And yeah, so taste is everything. You just need to think about it and use it in a smart way. and also know, like your competition is going to be using it, and you have to start using it because then you're not going to be able to be fast enough or do the amount of quality or amount of work that's needed to be used. You've probably seen this 1,000 times in a different variation. You're not going to lose a job. You're going to lose a job against somebody using AI, right? You're not going to lose it to AI, but by somebody using AI. And then I'll just show this quick example. This is something that I've created in 4 hours, in under 4 hours, including color grading, sound effects, music, upscaling, editing, everything. This is under 4 hours. So you can see that like the quality that you're able to achieve in 4 hours is like, if you know the tools, you understand the flows, you know what to do, it's just getting higher and higher, and it's only going to get better from here, right? So the question is like, what are you going to do about it? And how are you going to start changing your way going forward in your space, right? A couple of pro tips, what I've learned throughout the past couple of years that I've been delving more into this technology. You want to sell outcomes, not time. That's basically it, because like now what you've created in 2 weeks, you can do in 5 minutes. Should you sell 5 minutes? Probably not. It's about learning your industry, learning it really well. This comes very handy for people that are just getting or starting in a specific industry. If you're like a junior, starting in something, learn about it, see what the traditional formats are, and try to use that, leverage that into your workflow, enhancing with AI. And then be very critical. You are the director, you are the creative person behind whatever you're creating. Use that, leverage that, and tweak it. Yeah, pretty much said all of that, and that's it. That's all I got. So thank you for coming to my small little humble talk. If you want, we can do a quick Q&A session here. I believe that Hansa is coming up, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me or reach out to me on Instagram or my website.
Sorry, just wanted to clarify, it was 4 hours for of your work or 4 hours of AI rendering on it?
That was like 4 hours of my work. That's including AI rendering. So most of like the AI rendering takes about like 5 minutes, like a clip. Like a 5-second clip takes maybe like three minutes. So basically, if you create like 20, 30 clips and you know what to do, how to do it, you can create them at like one time. And then, so in the meantime, I always like to multitask. So when I was doing this, I would like create images, then I would create videos. In the meantime that videos are being rendered, I would go and look for music, I would go and look for sound effects, and then I would just like slice it all up together in DaVinci, put a color grade on it, and you're done.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask now.
I have a question about how you use databases for your AI filmmaking, because I can see like some of the And so, like, how do you, or what is the process of maybe giving credit to where the source is coming from in that whole thing?
Yes, so copyright infringement and privacy is something that we take very, very deeply to our heart and that we care about. With the Julian Moore, that was purely an accident. That was not on purpose, but we don't use faces that we know about that are similar to real world actors. The thing about like AI is that it's trained on real world people. So if there's like a famous actor that has been photographed more, for example, Brad Pitt has been probably photographed more than you, I guess. So in the data set of like male faces, he's going to be more prominent than your face. But there are like ways how to ensure that faces don't get used. The question is like how much resemblance, because like any face that you generate is going to be always slightly resemblant to another person. So it's very hard to like create a truly original face. It's the same thing like with an artist, you know, taking a pen and drawing, or a pencil and drawing a face. It's always going to be similar to a real world face in some sort of way. So the question is like, then what does creativity even mean, or what's originality? But just to simplify your question, yes, we take it very seriously. There are ways how to like think about like copyrights and infringement. And usually we try to carry as many like original versions as possible. Does that answer your question? Okay. Thank you. Yes?
Since we're on the topic, how did you, sorry.
Yes.
So how did you prompt it to generate the face that ended up remembering, or if there was no direct reference, was it like a middle-aged woman?
It was so this was a long time ago. This was probably in September of last year, and my colleague generated the face. But if I remember from seeing the prompt, I believe it was like something like a 35-year-old mom, redhead, with what's it called? Like not pimples, but you know, freckles. And we generated like 5 versions. Thought that this was the best one, this best looking one. So that's how the process went. But I don't remember the prompt like one-to-one. But I think it was something similar to this. Yeah.
I don't know if this is true in general, but often I noticed that the skin tone of AI-generated faces looks a bit unhealthy, feverish, sick, tired. Like Juliana Moore didn't look like she had gotten a good night of sleep. So is this a common issue with AI-generated faces, or was this a stylistic choice?
I've never thought about this, or like we haven't, like the faces that we've been generating, we've never like thought about it like that she would be like unhealthy or ill. This isn't like if we like generate a bad looking face, or a face that looks like, I don't know, they're tired or something, then we would swap it. But I like from my point of view, I don't think she looked like she's ill. Or do I understand your question? I'm not sure.
Yeah, to me, many of those faces, they look kind of like they didn't get any sleep. You know,
Oh, okay. Yes.
if they're having a fever, basically.
Yeah. That their skin tone doesn't look like normal skin tone during like a healthy phase.
Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like how they woke up that day. I don't know. I don't really know.
Somebody told that perfect faces by AI is too perfect, and imperfect are too perfect in this imperfect.
Maybe as well. That's a good point as well. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think that in future, in close future, everybody will have some customized Netflix?
Yes, so that's a great question. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot. I do believe that in the near future, maybe 1-2 years, I believe that you're going to be able to walk home, sit on your sofa, turn on Netflix, and it's going to ask you what kind of movie do you want to watch today, and you're going to say, oh, I want to watch a comedy movie with Putin riding a horse in the middle of Mount Everest, and it's going to generate a movie based on your preferences directly for you, and then we're going to have this like new genre of like AI custom movies, and people are going to be able to be like their own directors and share their own like creations, what they've made. So I do think that in the future, streaming services will implement some sort of form of this. However, what's needed to be said is that people do genuinely enjoy just to like sit home, turn on Netflix, and pick something, and they don't really care what it is. They just want to be told a story at the end of the day. That's like what the data shows. And so I don't think that people will be that proactive in like telling them, oh, I want this and that. I think like Netflix is going to continuously learn about you based on your history and then provide new experiences that are customized for you. It's something similar to what we're seeing in Google right now with like Google search or even like Meta with Instagram. They're going to be starting to customize features just for you. For example, like Google search is customizing searches for you. Something similar is going to be happening in the tech space overall.
Thank you, Gedeon. Please give him applause. If you have guys more questions, you can visit Gedeon at the booth. Give me just a couple of minutes for now. At the end, please. Our partner, Yuhi, will announce the winners at their round at the booth. So please welcome Odar.
Hello, I'm pretty sure. The three winners of Zebra 3. And I will pronounce the draw. Alex Matajcik will get a Zebra 3 license. Lukas Hout will get a license. And Anton